Had to show them both there like that. Right, hopefully we get some people on for this. So what I have here is a Radiascode 102 I was sent the other day, or sorry, a Radiacode even, Radiacode 102. And that's the 101. I've put a bit of tape on it to mark it as a 101, so I know at a glance it's the old one. There's a couple little differences you can see between them, but it's not obvious. Anyway, hopefully we get some people on in a minute. And I'm finally cutting my hair today, because yes, I know my hair is getting very long now. I definitely don't like it this long. This just recent weeks have been a bit too busy to actually cut it. But yeah, so there's both the Radiacodes ticking away. The 101, the 102 sounds a bit more classic Geigery. So that's the 101 sound. And the 102 sounds like this. So yeah. The frequency of the piezo microphone or like speaker sounds a bit different. But yeah. So we can have a general chat on this stream as well, but I'll be doing a video on the 102 hopefully some point this week, if not early next week. Because I was sent one for free, obviously to declare that by Radiascode, Radiacode, whatever the company's actual name is. And it's actually, like this meter, I really like it. It's just better. So that's basically my opinion on it already, but hopefully we'll get some people in a minute. Yeah, apologies, my hay fever's not been great. Anyway, as soon as anybody's online, say hello. I'll just leave those clicking, making noise there. Now, for the most part, the 102 is a lot more sensitive. I don't know if you can see that there. It's a higher number on that one. If we go to the other units, let's do, let's mute. Is that one a quick flick between units? I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's just that one. Although for some reason the 101 suddenly is picking up a lot more radiation. I don't know why, because when I was testing it earlier, that always showed less. But whether or not something's actually landed physically on the detector, because I put some masking tape on it, I don't know if there's just a tiny particle or something that's landed on it. But the cool thing about the 102 is it's so sensitive it picks up uranium glass quite well. Yeah, you did, bots. I've been on a couple of minutes, but yeah. So a few people were saying, could I do a webcam stream? And I've not done one in ages, and also you can see my hair's getting stupidly long now. But yeah, so the cool thing is I've got now a Radiascode. I keep calling it Radiascode. Radiacode 102. This is the old 101, hence I put a bit of tape on it so I knew which one the old one was at a glance. And I'll be doing a review of them, but they sent me one for free because they're now completely re-established in Cyprus. So they're no longer a Russian company. So although obviously it's a lot of Russian people that are in the company, obviously because of current events and everything, anybody, who's an intellectual sort of person in Russia doesn't want to be part of the current bollocks that's going on. So yes, more brain drain from Russia, but it at least means these devices are getting available again. I really don't like it, bots, especially because it gets in the way of gas mask straps and everything like that. So yeah, I'll be shaving it tonight most likely. Now I've got a week where I've not got loads of insurance paperwork and everything else to set up, but yeah. So the cool thing is, obviously, like saying about, I'm going to turn off the 101 now, the old one, because that's not really what this stream's about, but I've got both of them. Yeah, the cool thing, at least now, I'll mute this for now as well while I'm talking, so you don't have to listen to Geiger clicking or scintillation counter clicking. So if you wanted to buy one and you're like, oh, I don't want to buy from a Russian company, they're not in Russia anymore, they're not paying taxes to Russia. Because, yeah, again, like we were saying, this is why Russia has such a bad brain drain, because of the fact that, you know, look at what fucking Putin's done to the country. So I don't want this to become too political, this stream, but that might end up coming up constantly if we're talking about, you know, cool stuff from Russia versus, you know, the Z-type people, let's put it that way. But yeah, hopefully we get some more people on. Yeah, that was just good old-fashioned uranium glass I was showing there. You know, barely radioactive if you put a Geiger counter to uranium glass. And on my desk somewhere before I started streaming, I put a UV flashlight so I could demonstrate what uranium glass looks like under UV. And I can't see where I've put the fucking thing now. Brilliant. Yeah, well, the same thing with the Nazi uniforms, wasn't it? The SS Nazi gear was really fucking cool looking, but, you know, bad guys wore it, like you said. I mean, I don't really like Digiflora. I prefer the older Flora design they had to Digiflora. But yeah, I do like a load of the Ratnik gear. But again, due to corruption, more airsofters probably have that than actual Russian troops. Right. Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking for where I actually put my bloody flashlight. Oh, there it is. It's rolled due to gravity. So yeah, that's the cool thing of uranium glass. It glows like that. Let me turn the light off and you can see it a bit better. It's kind of hard to see with the light on, but yeah, that really glows under UV uranium glass. To the human eye, that looks like a very, very vibrant green. Yeah, like I said, that's just one of those things. But yeah, obviously that's like a purple light to the camera, but to actually anything that's got, you know, scintillating sort of light materials, and it goes green. To the human eye, at least. I don't know what the actual technical color spectrum bit of it is. Yeah, I mean, I get your point, but yeah, the problem with Digiflora, I suppose, is just how like faded a lot of it looks. But I don't think it's a bad camo pattern in itself, because I like a lot of the Digi sort of things. Although I think I prefer US Marpat to like most of them, just because it's like, you know, a good woodland sort of color, you know, like mix of things. But yeah, I think I've got a couple of bits of like random Russian gear with Digiflora, like bags and accessory pouches for them. But yeah. Right, should we get, while we're waiting for people to come on, some Fiesta ware and see what that does? So let's put the uranium glass back, so that's not going to interfere with anything. There's enough space, just about. No. Right, so let's put the speaker back on for this. Just go to the search mode. No, is it search mode we normally use it? Or is it dose? Yeah, dose. Right, setting the alarm off on this. And the dose is the accumulative dose, isn't it? You picked up, so we don't want dose. We want monitor. That's the standard mode. Obviously, when I use this more, I'll turn the alarm function off, because the alarm function is sort of the opposite of what I want in one of these meters. Again, like I was saying, this one, the speaker seems to sound more like the classic Geiger counter sort of piezo noise. What's this, Stephen? I think if you made previous comments, they've not shown up. Let me Google it. If you're on about this is not that. What's that, an old Yugoslav Geiger counter? I've seen that one before. That looks quite cool, but sadly I've never seen one for sale. So has that got an alpha probe on it or a beta probe? That looks like quite a cool Geiger, the one you're on about. What range has it got on that counter, looking at it? Just trying to see it up close on with the selector switch to see the multipliers. Okay, so it does millirontgen hour and rontgen hour. That's pretty cool. But again, I can't see from the pictures what the scales actually individually are. But yeah, your previous comment didn't show up, Stefan, if you're on about like there's one for sale or something. Anyway, let me see if I can connect this to my phone. I've not tried that yet. So I have the app for the old Radiacode on there. Radiacode. Update to Radiacode, okay. Devices. 102, it's found it on here. Oh, that's kind of, yeah, it's found the 102 on my thing. Okay. There we go. So now if we go to Spectrum, I can hopefully on here clear the spectrum, if I remember how to do that from the previous one. Reset accumulation. Right, there we go. Right, let's reset accumulation. There we go. Put that in there. And then hopefully in real time, yeah, ignore the alarm. I'll turn it off in a minute. We'll start seeing the gamma spectrum update. Oh, they've done a colour change thing to it now. That's interesting. What does the colour indicate? I suppose the yellow might be the stuff that's actively interfering with it. Right, I'm just going to try and remember on here. Do I want the amplify or the filter on? I can't remember. I definitely want the filter on. Amplify on or not? Yeah, I'm seeing all the decay products from Radium under this, but that's what you'd expect. What the? Yeah, that's the alarm on it. Hang on, I can probably turn that off. So if I click this, yeah, there we go. So I can still have the sound, so I can turn the particle clicks off. Yeah, there we go. Let's do it by your phone. It's quite easy. I mean, I like the Geiger counter sound. I just don't like the alarm. Device settings. Let's turn that off. Dose rate alarms. Let's turn all those off for now. Dose alarms. Turn those off for now. I'll keep off the scale alarms on, where it goes like crazy. So that's normally, I think, if you're like at 99 Rontgen or something. Oh, so have you ordered one? Yeah, it's hiding some of your comments, unfortunately, Stefan. So what, you've ordered one of those old Yugoslav Geiger counters? Yeah, sounds interesting, but yeah, like I say, sadly, half the comments aren't turning up because of YouTube. There you go. You can see it's updating the spectrum more and more there. Yeah, that's the only problem with something like a bit of Fiesta ware is you'll get pretty much the entire uranium decay tree in it. Yeah, that's where YouTube's shadow banning a comment box, because I get the same thing. Like I can apply, like approve or like deny a comment if it's like got a swear word in it or something like that. But if YouTube shadow bans a comment, it just doesn't show up full stop on the side, if that makes sense. Right, shall I go get another different type of radioactive sample and see what it does? Let's just pop these away. I'm not going to get anything very scary out for this video because obviously I'm sat in front of the PC without protective gear on. But right, let's reset the spectrum again and just leave this sitting on the desk. So there's the spectrum as it was. So let's do a reset. Again, the app's quite similar to as it was before. What was the bit I want to do? Reset accumulation, whatever it is, wasn't it? There you go. Restart accumulation. So now we're just going to be picking up mostly background radiation again. Right, so let's get some radium-226. Some old watch hands I've got in a little plastic case. And speaking of UV, because this works well, where have I put that torch again? Don't know how that's going to show up on camera. But you can hopefully see there that they're radium watch hands because they've got that. When you expose them to UV, you get that lovely glow for a bit. Yeah, because of all the alpha contamination and everything, let's keep it in this little case. Right, anyway. Let's see what that says next to the Radiacode. So I'll just put that down on top of it. Oh, and I need to turn the alarm off again, don't I? Because this is a bit more active than a bit of Fiesta Wet. Right, let's turn the alarm off. Shall I turn the clicks off for now? Because that's just going to be like that. But let's just turn the sound off completely for a bit. Right. So now we'll hopefully get a different spectrum on there. Yeah, it's definitely a different spectrum coming up. So hopefully in a minute, we'll get something that obviously knows it's being exposed to radium. Just trying to zoom in on the peaks. Yeah, I can't remember if Amplify being on or not makes it better or worse at picking up a sample. Because yeah, on this version of the app, which I haven't played with before, you get those like red lines going up. So again, I haven't actually played with this version of the app because it updated just before the stream. So they've obviously done a new version of the app as well, which is probably better when you get used to it. But I'm used to the old version for schooling. Oh, I probably got on a linear mode as well, don't I? Because I had it on logarithmic, whatever it's called. Again, I am seeing decay products from uranium in here, but that's not surprising because it's radium. It's meant to be a more sensitive detector in it, but bear in mind the old one didn't detect beta anyway because it's a gamma spectrometer. So it detects beta by accident through like breaking radiation, X-rays. You can pick beta up with that with both versions, but the old one didn't actually pick up beta directly. It picks it up through beta hitting something and then turning into an X-ray. Because it's not like a Geiger counter where it's got something that sees, like alpha, beta, gamma, or whatever through, like the kind of tube in it. The Radiacodes are basically a gamma spectrometer, so they see X-rays and gamma rays. But obviously, if you get a beta source and put it near it, the beta hits the plastic and then becomes an X-ray anyway, so it reads it. But from what I've tried of it so far, compared to my old one, that's the old one, I put 101 on it, so I know it's the old one, it is more sensitive in nearly every environment, as in, like, where I turn them both on next to each other. The 102 sees a sample from further away. I did earlier in the stream, Martin. Let me put it back on again and see if I can get a good result. Right, let me put the radium away and reset the thing, because I have some radium on. I'm not going to play with anything in this stream, though, that's too radioactive, just simply because of the fact that, obviously, I'm sat here, I'm not wearing gloves or anything. I don't want to play with anything that's, too much at risk of breaking away, so I only do stuff in solid things. But yeah, there you go, there's Fiesta one. So let's put that down there. Let's turn both the meters on. I'll put the clicking back on with the other one. Both of them are doing the alarms now, hang on. But if you can see that, you can see that the newer one underneath is mostly getting higher readings because it's a bit more sensitive. But again, with samples, it depends on exactly where you place them anyway. There you go, there's 2 watts of Geiger clicking noises. Yeah, I get what you mean by that. You mean that noise, don't you? The alarm noise. Yeah, the problem with a sample like this compared to like a proper scientific sample is obviously the amount of uranium and radium in it across the surface is not even because it's mixed into paint. So there's like hot spots for it. So you need to put the detector in the exact same spot every time to get a realistic reading. Not on this stream, Martin, because as I said, I'll do a video of all my samples. Right, let's turn the old one off again. Right, and let's make that shut up for now. There you go. Right, yeah, like I said, I don't want to handle anything like strontium on the stream without gloves on. I'll do that on a proper video. But, I want to be careful when I actually do that video that I'm deconning everything properly and all that sort of stuff. Even though my strontium samples are actually, in an alloy type thing, I still don't want to really touch it on the stream and do stuff like that with it. But bear in mind, like I said, it can't directly detect strontium. It picks up the X-rays from the strontium hitting something. But yeah, I will, when I do the proper review on it, obviously get up at the different samples and see if the spectrometer picks something up. Obviously, with things like my cesium-137 sample and my cobalt-60 sample, they will be much better for something like this because they're pure kind of, radioactive alloys. They're not, like something like this, which is a mix of just natural, like radium, uranium type minerals in something where you get a massive variety of radioactive sources. So let me put that back. Speaking of its sensitivity, I just want to try something. I've got like a little marble type thing that's made from uranium glass. Like that is literally a bit of uranium glass there. Like, there's not even as much in this as there would be in a sort of whatever you want to call it, you know, trying to think of a word, like the you know, old uranium glassware. This is like a marble made from uranium. So see what this does under this. Right, I'll put the clicking back on just for the sake of people hearing what I'm doing. So there you go, it can slightly pick that up. Again, this is a very weak sample. I'm sure you can hear that's clicking faster with it there. And if I have it there. In CPM mode, it's about 530 away from it. On top of it, if I get to the sweet spot on the detector, 533. Again, this is a very weak little bit of uranium glass. There's barely anything radioactive in it. All right, Rajiv and Parker. I guess you got the stream notification quite late. But yeah, so that's working quite well. As I said, I'm not going to try anything when I'm doing a webcam stream that's particularly insidious or anything. Here's a bit of uranium ore, or like, you know, natural ground ore. It'll still glow under the light quite well. If I get that back again. All right, Richard. You get a bit of glow from that, but not as much. But that's basically torbanite. There we go. So torbanite is basically one of the... so this is from the Democratic Republic of Congo. But obviously, if I put that next to it, just turn the sound back off on it. And obviously that's through the plastic case anyway. So any of the beta radiation there is just becoming X-rays. Tell you what, I'll put the torbanite sample on the desk on top of it like that. In its case. There we go. Now let's reset the accumulation and see what the spectrum is again. But I'm imagining it'll be very similar to Fiestaware because it's going to be natural bits of uranium, thorium, everything like that. There's no reactor type materials in this. So let's restart accumulation. Yes. And then we'll start seeing what starts popping up on here. But yeah, there will be a proper video coming out on this. I want to get the video done on the Polish CBRN, like hazmat suit thing first. Like the UB1 type thing with all the accessories for it. But like I said, the Radiascode 102 is one of those things I can much more easily do a video on because it's just literally filming a little kind of pen-sized object. But obviously, like I was saying, when I do the video, I will test it on more of my actual, you know, like very what's the word for it? Like pure? I guess the word is pure. You know, like pure actual periodic bits of, you know, like the radioactive table, so we can see, you know, if the spectrum works properly on it. Yeah, people had asked for it, and because I'd got the Radiascode 102 recently, Radiacode even, I keep wanting to call them the scans, but yeah, Radiacode 102. Yeah, obviously I got round to doing a stream on it. That way we can have a bit of a chat as well, and I can hold stuff up. But I call it Radiascode 102. Let me call it Radiacode. I even did it wrong in the title because I'm so used to it. So Radiacode 102 stream. Because notice the website goes to Radiacode in the description. But same because the same company does like the Radiascan and the Radiacode, I end up always just calling them Radiascans. I still have the DP63 dial sealed, yes, but I'm not going to get it for this stream. Like I said, I'll do it when I do the video on stuff with it, like in a proper controlled environment. But for picking stuff up on the stream, I don't want to pick up anything that's, you know, that kind of crazy, if you know what I mean. Even though it's sealed and everything, I still don't like, you know, in front of a webcam picking stuff up with my hands, just hold it up like that, because obviously the both the contamination risk and just the ionization risk are pretty high. So when I test it on all like the different bits I have, I'll be doing them, you know, like each one separated in a totally separate room from all the others. So there's no risk of cross stuff coming up on the spectrum, you know, restarting the accumulation and all that. We can try it on some automite in a minute anyway, because that's how much of an accumulative dose have I got so far on this new one then from 165 microrontgen, so that's not too bad, but obviously I've only been trying it on basically natural things so far, plus some radium, watch hands. Now we could try it on a bit of automite. I'm pretty sure that I've got my automite in this room. Give me a second while I look for my automite. I might put the automite next to one of those Polish disinter pen things while I was actually trying to see if I could get it to change colour. So it's still in this room, but it might be on a different surface. Like, not one right where I keep most of them. Oh yeah, there it is. Right, just grabbing that. So if you can see that there, I've got one of the old Polish vials in there, the ones that change colour, kilometres or whatever they're called, colour meters, that basically the more radiation they get exposed to, the more pink or purple they go, and you can probably see that's not clear liquid anymore, that is actually changing colour. Basically, yeah, Justin, and it tells you what the actual thing's coming from. So on the spectrum, if you look at the energy peaks, a bit like visible light, peaks or sound peaks, you can work out what's causing it. So anyway, there's a load of automite. As I said, automite is really cool because it does that under light. It literally glows like anything. So unlike the turbinite, it's actually a lot more interesting to just physically look at this thing. If the camera wants to focus, let's have a go putting it up close. But bear in mind, you might also then start seeing like little flashes on the camera if I put it that close. But yeah, that's not really going to focus, is it? But that's automite. That's another yeah, there you go. Yeah, that looks kind of like bogies at that thing, but obviously, like I said, when the light hits it, they glow an incredible kind of fluorescent green color. Right, so now though, you might want to hear what this does when you get this near it, because this is where it gets interesting. So let's put it back on monitor mode. Oh, it's picking the CPM up from it, by the way, over there. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty crazy one in terms of like natural things. Right, let's turn the alarm off anyway, and then we'll leave it calculating. I'll just do the alarm from the app. So there you go. That's the noise it makes. So let's restart the accumulation of this, and we'll see what comes up on this again. But again, it'll mostly just be uranium spectrum, because this is a uranium. It's just like uranium gems, basically, those. Yeah. The Stauhelm isn't handy now. I've got a couple of Stauhelms. I sold my World War II Stauhelm, but I've still got like a Cold War Firefighters one, like a Swiss Stauhelm and stuff like that. Yeah, there you go. You can see the spectrum there. It looks quite pretty. But again, it'll make a noise like that. No, I don't have a Chilean Stauhelm, though. But if we want to look at some of the other things, like there, we can see the count rate and the dose rate. If it actually wants to focus on my screen. But there you go. Probably doesn't, but yeah, you can view all that in real time. Yeah, I'll turn the noise off in a minute because obviously that's going to get irritating. Yep. And yeah, if we look at the dose screen, we've gone up to 350 microrontgens now. So obviously, and it says dose. I just noticed right at the top there. That's quite useful. Although I won't actually do this on the stream, if the Bluetooth range is long enough, I don't actually know. This will be a good experiment. I could go put this in with like stronger radioactive materials and just leave it AFK there. Right. So I'll be right back. What I'm going to do is go put this, if it works, in range. It took shut alarm. You know, in range with the other stuff. Then I'll see if I can come back here. The Bluetooth still picking a signal up, and we can monitor it safely without actually being in the materials. Right, I'm back. Let's see if that's still in range. Okay, so as you can see, this looks quite interesting. So at the moment, is it still connected to it, or is that too far away? Devices. Ah, right. Annoyingly, I think I'm a bit too far away from the device now. Am I just about in range of it here? Oh, there we go. We're back in range of it. So there you go. You can see its new log coming up now. I mean, in theory, I could actually bring the sample closer to here, but I don't really want to. So spectrum. Let's do a restart of the spectrum and see what we start getting. Because like I said, this is strontium-90 now, so it's the X-rays caused by strontium-90 hitting the casing. And as you can see, that's quite a different looking spectrum. You can see that's a very different spectrum to the uranium spectrum. Oh, our dose is 3.6 millirontgen now. There you go, look, 3.6. But that's going to keep going up. Because it's currently at 17,000 counts per second. 100 millirontgen per hour. So yeah, it's still got an alright Bluetooth signal now. I've reconnected it actually there. If you see that, look. It's not actually that weak considering it's in a different room. Not great, not terrible, yeah. But again, this is something that technically doesn't directly recognize. It's recognizing it because of the fact that it's, picking up the, what do you want to call it? The sort of breaking radiation, the X-rays, from where the strontium-90 is hitting its casing and then making X-rays. Yeah, again, that's quite interesting, different thing. So let me go change it to another sample now, and what I'll do is I'll put it closer to where the window is here, so I can actually, because that's a different room through there. Yes, it is over 100 milliröntgen per hour, but it's actually put next to a sample, and it's this. I've got it in a different room on purpose. Right, let me go and change that again. Right, this time I've put it close to the thing, so where I currently am. So you can see there, what I've got this time is I've got some americinium. Is it 231 or 241 americinium? It's 231, isn't it? AM23. It is 241, right? Okay. Yeah, so I've got some americinium 241. What you get in a smoke alarm, and I've put that right next to it. So obviously it doesn't detect the massive amounts of alpha radiation coming off, but with the spectrum, it should detect the. So let's restart accumulation. It should detect the massive, like certain gamma spike in it. So, and there we go. Look, it's this spectrum bit's correct. AM241, where that spike is. You can hear it vibrating in the other room as well. So yeah, there you go. You can see the AM241 spike there. All right, fuck sample clearance for you. But yeah, hope everybody's all right anyway. But yeah, like I said, the Radiacode 102, if you like the Radiacode 101, it's basically that, just slightly improved. And like I said, they're no longer made in Russia. The Radiacodes, they're now, like I'll make a point of this on the video, they're now built in Cyprus, I think they said, because obviously, like lots of the staff, because of Putin, have had to leave Russia. So I don't want to get too political, but you know, as we've said, like Cetron said before, is that, you know, smart Russians are probably not, you know, these Z tier or Z tier, whatever you want to call them, idiots. Hence why there's a brain drain. Again, I don't want to make this a horrible political stream, but you know, the point is now, if you were thinking about buying them, you can get the Radia products again, and the tax money isn't going to Russia for them. But I won't be on too much longer. I've already been 45 minutes. This stream's gone fast, but I suppose it's because I've been holding stuff up and showing it. You know, you see the spectrum updating more and more. Again, it might be picking up other samples as I stream as well. Yeah, it's definitely picking up. This is AM241 properly, which is what I want. So it's showing a correct thing. So, like I said, when you have a pure sample, it's pretty good. It's only a problem when you have like the stuff, you know, which is like lots of natural stuff like uranium, radium, thorium in it. Because when you have the natural ones, you get the decay chain of like every little ingredient that's in there, essentially. Then we just be a Celtic nation, a bit like the Irish. Steel Batoid, it wouldn't be much different, I guess. But anyway, I'll finish relatively soon. But yes, the Radiacode is very good. We're now at 6 point, we're nearly at 7 millirontgen per hour, not per hour, 7 millirontgen dose at the moment. Yeah, spectrogram, how does this work? Is this where you start a new one? So, I've tried this thing before. Oh, there we go. So I guess we click start. And then I guess it's going to do some bits. And then we click stop, I guess, and does that give you a more accurate thing? I'll have to read all the tutorials on how to do all these things, but oh, I see. It's more like a color-coded thing, or I guess it's like a timeline showing it's like the energy range of the timeline, I guess. Oh, I see. I think it would update vertically, showing you the spectrums you've been exposed to. Anyway, I'll go off now. But anyway, hopefully you found that interesting. Like I said, I want to do a full video testing the Radiacode 102 properly soon anyway. I'm going to give it a full charge now, because I imagine I've drained a bit of the battery putting it next to strong samples. And it is a Radiacode, not a Radiascan, sorry, because I keep mixing the two up. So yeah, I need to do the video on the Polish hazmat suit first. But if you've seen the Ube 1 video, you know what that would be like anyway. Just with some of the accessories. Right, fuck some clearance for you. Yep. Glad you enjoyed it. And like I said, I'm going to cut my hair later because it's far too long and curly at the moment. Yeah, cheers, Rajiv, you too. But like I said, I'll clear up all my samples now in the other room. But like I said, when I do the proper video on it, I'll obviously be trying to do it a bit more scientifically, so you know there's less risk of cross results coming in from various things. But yeah, have a good day, everybody. And like I said, I'll try and get the Radiacode 102 video done within the next week or so. Most of the basic features are completely the same as the Radiacode 101. So if you've used that, you know, it's basically just slight improvements on it. But anyway, I'll do the video review sort of thing in the next week or so when I get some spare time to do it.